Hi, welcome. So in today's video, I'm going to be recommending some of the best books for children. Yes, if you want to develop good communication skills in your children, then I think reading books is one of the first steps in this process. And it's not that only children will read them, no. Adults can also read these books and can derive valuable lessons of life. Because often at times it is seen that children's books give you the most valuable and inspiring lessons of your life. So yeah, without any further delay, let's begin. Alright, so first up in the list is my absolute favorite, that is The Blue Umbrella by Ruskin. Now I don't think children's book recommendation video is complete without recommending any of the works of Ruskin sir. No, he has written some of the brilliant pieces of literature for children. So yeah, the story is about a girl named Binya who has gotten this beautiful bright umbrella, and in exchange of a leopard pendant, everyone in the village envies her prized possession and wants to own it. Now, as the story progresses, Ruskin sir has presented some of the most beautiful and inspiring themes, life lessons through the medium of his writing. So if you're searching for some good children's book, then I think you can definitely pick any of the works of Ruskin sir. Next up in the list is The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Oh my god, how many times have I recommended this book on my channel? Even I do not know. This book holds so much beauty and meaning. No matter whether you're a child or a grown-up or of any age whatsoever, just go and give this piece a read. This book teaches you to see life differently. This book captures human emotions in such a beautiful and fabulous way that you will fall in love. Just go and give it a read. Next up in the list is No Brainer, Harry Potter series. I mean, were you expecting from me that I'll be making children books recommendation video and not including this in my recommendation list? I mean, this is next to impossible. So even if you're planning to start your reading journey, then I think this should top your priority list. Harry Potter has a separate fan base, you guys, and I don't think I need to explain this in any possible way. So yeah, go and consider picking this up if you haven't already. Next up in the list is The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. Now I think this book occupies a very special position when we talk about war literature. So this book was written when Germany was under the full control of Hitler, let's say during the time of World War. Now during that time, Anne and her family went into hiding at her father's office building because the Nazis by then had increased their tyranny to such an extent that it almost became impossible for her family to reside in Germany. Now on Anne's 13th birthday, her father gifted her a diary, and in that diary she began to pen down everything which was there in her heart. In that diary she would write about her childhood experiences, her desires, her love life, her future plans, and in a way her diary became her best friend. Until now everything was going pretty well in Anne's life, and all of a sudden Hitler's terror starts spreading in Netherlands as well, and it was only then when the family decides to shift to Amsterdam. And it was only then when Annie starts writing or pen down her thoughts on political and social issues of that time. And we get to see that how a 13-year-old girl has to suffer a whole lot of things, has to go through a lot, and still she manages to write with such positive attitude and finesse, which is quite evident in her writing. This diary clearly highlights the painful and miserable circumstances Jewish people had to go through at the time of Holocaust. And the details with which Anne Frank is writing her diary is simply overwhelming. The novel ends quite abruptly because we see that no one is left as the Nazis intrude their hiding place in Amsterdam as well, and only Otto Frank, who is Annie's father and the only surviving member of the family, finds Annie's diary and decides to publish it. The next book which I'm going to recommend is not only one of the best books for children but will also transport you to the beautiful Swiss Alps. I am talking about Heidi by Johanna Spirey. The story is about an orphan girl named Heidi who currently lives with her aunt Detty post her parents' death. Now as her aunt lands herself a job, she is made to live with her old grandfather in the beautiful Swiss Alps, where she gets along with him pretty well. Heidi falls in love with the nature, with animals, with birds, with the serenity around, with the beauty of nature and whatnot. Heidi also happens to make two friends there named Clara and Peter around around whom a short story revolves through the medium of which the author has tried to give a very beautiful, short yet engaging lesson. I want you all to read this book for sure. Alright, my next recommendation would be my absolute favorite, that is Swami and Friends by Arcane Narayan. Oh my god, I cannot tell you how much I like his writing and how much I appreciate this work written by him. You know, Arcane Narayan writes with such strong presence and gusto that you seem to mingle with his characters for so many days. Also, just to let you guys know that many of the episodes based on the story of this book are available on YouTube, and I like them so much that I've ended up watching all of them in one go, and I'm sure that if you watch them out, you too will enjoy it. I think I'll link them down in the description bar below for you. Now, how do you expect me to make children's book recommendation video and not include this prolific writer, Padma Shri awardee Sudha Murthy? And hence comes my next recommendation, that is How I Taught My Grandmother to Read and Other Short Stories. Through this work of hers, Sudha Murthy has tried to depict a very beautiful relationship between grandchildren and grandparents. Through this work, she has tried to explain that how her grandmother was hell-bent about educating herself. I think this was a beautifully crafted work of hers, and I think you must give it a read. Yeah, that's it guys. These were my recommendations for children, and yeah, if you like the video, then please don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. You can also follow me on my Instagram. I'm super active there. I'll provide the IG handle somewhere down here. And yeah, if you want to make or purchase any of the books mentioned in this video, then do use my affiliate link. I'll provide the link in the description bar below. And yeah, until then, be safe, do well, keep connected, and thank you.